Something we both hold near and dear to our hearts.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
We can both agree on it, and that is the Rays.
The Tampa Bay Rays.
Amen.
So, for you podcasters who can't see what we have written on the beautiful whiteboard behind us, we are talking the Rays all-decade team. All right?
Correct.
Do we just want to go through our lineups and give a little spiel about each player? Just a short little why? Or do we want to like go back and forth based on position?
Let's go by position.
All right. Start with catcher. Start with the number 2 spot.
I got Wilson Ramos.
I also have Wilson Ramos. There's a gap in my memory, and I'm not gonna lie, Wilson Ramos was in that spot.
Yeah.
I do remember the name, and only because of the short time that Travis d'Arnaud played with the team. Wasn't a huge Donner Navarro fan. I'm gonna have to go Wilson Ramos.
Yeah, Wilson Ramos. He was with the Rays 2016 through 2018. Was traded away at the trade deadline. Made the All-Star team and started as a catcher on the American League All-Star team. Was a great hitter for the Rays. For all of these picks, there was a I don't know what you want to call it, a pull from recent players to the nostalgic players.
Yeah.
The nostalgic players are the players from like 2010 to 2013. Guys that were kind of in the mix when the Rays had a lot of their playoff runs at the beginning of the decade. From 2008 through about 2013, we made the playoffs 4 or 5 times. And then there's the recent guys, 2018, 2019. These last 2 seasons have been awesome. And the players have just been very near and dear to our heart. And so there is a pull between the two
Eras.
The 2 eras of Rays baseball. The middle is a little weird. 2014 through 17 were difficult seasons. The dark times. Wilson Ramos came in the middle of that, and he was awesome. So I'm going. It was very hard for me to not pick Travis d'Arnaud. If d'Arnaud was on the Rays for like 2 seasons, I would have picked him, but he's only on the Rays for half a season.
Yeah. All right. Next, we got the 3 spot. We got first base. I'm going nostalgic on this. I gotta go, my man Carlos Pena. I mean, every time he stepped up to plate, Carlos Pena.
Oh, the dude was so awesome.
It was amazing. You loved listening to it. He was a great player. I love Carlos Pena. He's up for the not the All-Star, the Hall of Fame.
He's on the Hall of Fame ballot this year. Man,
go if you have a ballot to vote for that, you best choose Carlos Pena. Yes. That man is the man, the myth, the Pena, the legend. Choose Carlos Pena. Honorable mention, gotta choose G-Man Choi.
Well, that's who I'm going with my pick. I'm going recent. I'm going G-Man. G-Man came to the Rays halfway through last season. Came over in a trade. I've just been a fan favorite. We talk about him every week. Yeah. Our friend Connor is going to have a little Choi Joy segment.
Yeah, I am.
But they're just, you had Pena at the beginning of the decade. Played 1 or 2 seasons at the beginning of the decade. His peak was really like 2007, 2008. And then in the middle, you don't really have anybody. You have James Loney, 2013-14, was on the 2013 playoff team. Not really a lot of strength at first base. So it's G-Man or it's Carlos.
Crap.
I'm going G-Man.
Yep.
For all you,
hold on a second.
For all you in the video, we've taken a short hiatus. You are now seeing Connor's hand.
His
jorts. Very sexy.
Okay.
Is it time for another joke for our podcasters?
Maybe. Wait.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
To go to the Rays game.
Yeah. Are we back? Are we live?
Now we are.
All right, we're live again.
Wait. Okay. Keep. All right.
Nothing ever happened. Were you done with your first base spiel?
Yeah, that's my spiel.
All right. Next, we're moving into like a dark position for me, really. I don't really have many favorites, But I have to go with probably one of my favorite Rays of all time. He's been most consistent in my heart. That's Ben Zobrist.
Yeah, he's my pick.
I feel like there hasn't really been a lot of second basemen that have just like stood out at the position.
There hasn't. There really hasn't.
Ben Zobrist, yes, he played second base. He was more of a utility player.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to utilize him in any position,
yeah,
I was about to come up with a word that didn't exist. Ben Zobrist is going to be put in that second base slot. I love Ben Zobrist.
Zobrist was awesome. He was a fan favorite in the early 2010s for the Rays. He'll always be one of those guys that Rays fans will always remember. And I mean, he still has continued to be great. He went to the Royals, won a world championship with the Royals, went to the Cubs, had the big hit in the bottom of the 10th at Game 7. Cubs won the first championship in 106 years or whatever. I mean, Rays fans were just melting at the fact that Zobrist was a part of that. It was just so awesome. Yeah. Zobrist will always be. If he retires and somehow is like in the Hall of Fame or something, he needs to be in there as a Ray.
Yeah, I love Ben Zobrist.
The Rays are the team that put him onto this list. So,
well, yeah. I do want him to retire a Ray.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to say the Rays are the entire reason that he's been successful. But
no, they haven't. But he this is where he started, and he established himself as a great player with the Rays.
Yeah. Love you, Zobes.
Benny Z.
All right. Next, we'll go shortstop. We're going to go around the horn like that. Honorable mention. We'll start with my honorable mention. Yeah. Jason Bartlett. Just nostalgic. Pure nostalgia there.
Oh, for sure. I love Bartlett.
But I'm going to have to go with my favorite over the past decade is my dog, Walk-Off Willie. Man, I just love me some Willie.
Willie is Willie's amazing. When we're doing our Rays all decade team at the end of the 2020s, Willie will be our shortstop.
Because he will be the American League MLP.
He will be
MVP.
He will be the reigning 10-time American League MVP. He will win it every year. Until the 2030s.
Like, think what Jeter did for the Yankees is what Adames is going to do for the Rays. Minus the cheating.
Think what Jeter did with the Yankees. Throw it all out the window and think about what Willie's about to do. That's what I'm saying. But Willie's actually my honorable mention for this one. I'm not going recent. And Jason Bartlett's an honorable mention. Mine is a wild card, okay? I'm going Yunel Escobar. Yunel Escobar was 2012 through 2014, I believe. An absolute defensive wizard at shortstop. I mean, Bartlett was amazing at the position. Willie's amazing at the position. I think Escobar was even better. I mean, the flashiest shortstop you've seen, was a pretty good hitter, was a part of the 2013 playoff run. Yunel was just awesome to watch. Willie, there's just not enough yet to say that he's been better than Yunel. There will be in the 2020s, but I think Yunel was the best shortstop to play for the Rays in the 2010s.
All right. Third base. We both agree on this one.
Matt Duffy. I'm just kidding.
No. I can't believe you just said that. You literally
was a joke. You
stole the spotlight from this man who rightfully belongs in this spot. He will go down in Rays history like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer went down in reindeer history.
Yeah.
The tale, the legend of Evan Longoria.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. His walk-up song.
Dun, 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 dun.
It was always so epic whenever he'd walk up, they'd say his name, they'd play his walk-up song.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Both my nipples got hard every time. Every time Evan Longoria stepped up to the plate, the walk-up music played, and I was like,
it's always
here
the
it
Rays
is.
segment that goes
wild.
south. I mean,
Rays gone wild. No, with Longoria, I mean, I think you could make the argument. I mean, there may not even be an argument that he's the best Ray ever.
Oh.
I mean, won multiple Gold Gloves at third base, has the most home runs in franchise history.
Most home runs by a third baseman in this decade.
Correct.
I saw that on MLB's Instagram.
Yep.
Man, I just love Evan Longoria. He was one of, I mean, when I first started watching the Rays, man, he was there. I just loved Evan Longoria. They had all those other good players at that time, but my favorite player was Longoria.
Yeah. He won Rookie of the Year in 2008, was a part of the World Series team, and then he continued to be great year in, year out. Stuck with us in the dark times and got traded after the 2017 season.
Oh, that was the worst moment of my life.
Wept openly across the nation.
I was about to, like, riot. I mean...
And in return, we got Matt Duffy, who has recently been designated for assignment. But
thank God. Bring back Longo. He's going to be a future Hall of Famer. And when he retires, he needs to come back to the Rays. He needs to retire as a Ray. If he does not retire as a Ray, Longoria, I hope you hear this.
He will.
If you do not retire as a Ray, I will find your agent, and I will duct tape his mouth, and I will impersonate him, and convince you to come back into the league, join the Rays, and then re-retire. And then we will remove the duct tape off his mouth.
Well, here's the thing. There's no case for him to retire as a Giant. He hasn't even been great with the Giants in these last 2 seasons. The Rays, he's a Ray. He is a Ray. And there's no argument there.
He's a Ray for life in our hearts, whether he does return or not.
And he has been the Ray of the decade. So.
Indeed, yeah. That's a word we didn't even think about.
And even, I mean, the only 2 years he played in the previous decade were 2008 and 2009. You could still even say he was the third baseman of that decade for the Rays.
That's true.
So.
All right, next, we're going to just swing around. We're going to left field. Who do you got?
I'm going Carl Crawford in this one.
Okay. Yeah, you know, Carl Crawford. I love Carl Crawford. The only reason I didn't choose Carl Crawford, he's my honorable mention, is because he didn't play much for the Rays in this decade.
Correct.
I went with Matt Joyce.
Okay. I like that pick. Can't argue with it.
He was a reliable outfielder. He was
decent hitter.
Yeah, good hitter. You know, I liked watching Matt Joyce play. I loved watching Carl Crawford play.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, great outfielder. He was good at bat, great stealing bases. But Matt Joyce he has a special place in my heart. Yeah, so I got Matt Joyce in left field.
Yeah, I loved Carl Crawford. He was just very unique player. Was really kind of a 5-tool player. Could play the field, could get on base, could hit for power if he wanted to. He could steal bases. Was all across the board. And was really one of the key pieces to the Rays' success in the beginning of the decade. So that's why I go with him. Yeah. And, you know, 50 years from now, when I think about the Rays, early 2010s, I'll be like, Evan Longoria? And I'm going to think of Carl Crawford probably.
Yeah. All right. Center field. I feel like there were really 2 big options here, but I think only one of them was the right choice.
I think Kevin Kiermaier is the option.
Well, yeah, I think Kevin Kiermaier is the right option.
Yes.
I think an honorable mention would be
B.J. Upton.
B.J. Upton, yeah.
Another option is Desmond Jennings as well.
Yeah.
Jennings was good, never was great. He was, I guess, maybe a fan favorite, right? But he was kind of in the middle when it came to B.J. Upton and Kevin Kiermaier.
Yeah, he probably just came at the wrong time.
Yeah, I liked him when he was with us, but he never was really big with it.
Right, and I have to go Kevin Kiermaier over B.J. Upton. B.J. Upton contains all the nostalgia.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But none of the hustle.
Correct.
And that was one of the things that really just killed B.J. Upton. He was a great player, but if he got down on himself or whatever, he just disappeared. Lack of hustle at times. He was a great player, but just the lack of hustle really killed it for me. Kevin Kiermaier, he's a great fielder. He can hit the ball sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's reliable. He's not going to give up on a play on you.
Yeah.
He's going to give that effort, that hustle. And that's why Kevin Kiermaier is...
Yeah, Kevin Kiermaier is really kind of like the heart of the Rays right now. And he's the longest tenured Ray right now as well. Upton is one that I would put in this team, but the previous decade. because Upton was with us 2006, I think, through 2010 or 11. I still love Upton, and I mean, there was that cool moment with Upton when he went on to be with the Braves with his brother, and they hit back-to-back home runs to win a game. That was absolutely amazing. I was like, BJ Upton, we salute you.
Yeah.
What's last? Right field?
Right field, yeah. Right field. I got my dog Austin Meadows.
Austin Meadows.
I didn't really know who to pick for right field. I mean, I could have chose Rocco Baldelli. Honorable mention to Rocco. Yeah, I like Rocco Baldelli. Just the name's fun to say.
It is.
But I have to stick with Austin Meadows.
Well, here's the funny thing: is you put Matt Joyce in left, I'm putting Matt Joyce in right.
You put Matt Joyce in right. Okay, well
yeah.
that's fair.
And my honorable mention for that, well, two: Austin Meadows, Steven Souza Jr. He was great. I actually met Steven Souza Jr. He came to my school when I was a junior in high school, and he still played for the Rays and spoke at our FCA club at school. It was awesome.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. But I do put Matt Joyce, like Kyle was saying, he was always reliable in right field, was usually reliable at the plate, and, you know, was consistent year in and year out for the years that he was with us. Yeah. So that's why I go Matt Joyce.
DH, real quick. Didn't have a long tenure with the Rays, but man, I love this man. Manny Ramirez.
I'm going Manny as well.
I mean, you just gotta love Manny Ramirez.
It's too much fun.
His character, just who he was as a player. He might not have had the best effort, but man, he was fun to watch. So yeah, Manny Ramirez.
Yeah, as well. I mean, how did he end up a Ray? I'm not sure, but he did, and it happened. Let's embrace it.
There is a gap in my memory there, like what happened exactly, but I do remember him playing for the team. And you looked it up earlier. His last major league hit was with the Rays.
Yep, and home run.
Way to go out. That's a good way to go out.
It is a good way to go
out. Without extending too much longer, I'm just going to give my quick 5 starting rotation and then 1 honorable mention. Jeez. I have to go David Price.
Yes.
David Price has got to be in my starting rotation.
Won a Cy Young with us.
Yep. He's dominant. He was dominant for the Rays. He was a hometown favorite. Love David Price. Matt Garza, only Rays no-hitter.
I love Matt.
Gotta have Matt Garza in there. He was dominant in the early part of the decade. And then we're going 3 recent guys who I think are all at the top of their games. One of them, last year's Cy Young winner, Blake Snell.
Yep.
Charlie Morton pitched lights out this year. And then another guy, Tyler Glasnow. Honestly, I thought Tyler Glasnow was going to be the best pitcher this season. He probably could have been if he didn't get injured. He struggled in the playoffs a little bit, but that might have been tipping his pitches.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and
honestly,
the fact that the Astros are cheaters.
Yeah. Ooh, got him. But, yeah, those are my starting 5. And then an honorable mention, I got James Shields in there.
Okay. Mine's a little different. I got David Price, Blake Snell, Charlie Morton. And then I got Matt Garza. So I guess we do got the same 4.
Yeah.
My 5 is different.
You don't have Glass now.
I don't got Glass now.
That's okay. I can.
You ready for this one? Alex Cobb.
Alex Cobb. Okay.
I was a big fan of Alex Cobb. He was consistent. He wasn't great. He was consistent. And the greatest memory I have of Alex Cobb, 2013 wild card game against Cleveland, went out there and was just lights out the whole game. And, they announced that he's going to pitch like, I'm not sure. He's not our best pitcher. But he went out, and that was just Alex Cobb. He was consistent. He showed up when you needed him to, and he had some good seasons with the Rays. And then my honorable mention, I guess I have a few. I have James Shields, I have Jeremy Hellickson, and then Glasnow would be on that list as well. And I guess you can throw Chris Archer on the honorable list.
Yeah.
He had a few good seasons.
I thought about Chris Archer, but then I'm like, nah. I mean,
the greatest value to the Rays that he was
Austin Meadows.
Was Austin Meadows and Tyler Glasnow.
Thank you for one of my starting pitchers in my right fielder. I appreciate that, Chris Archer. Props to you. But yeah, that's our Rays all-decade team.
I'm gonna throw one relief pitcher out there.
Don't say it.
What?
Say it.
Actually, I'm gonna throw 2 out there.
No, don't. I know you know what I'm saying now because you just added one.
One is Fernando Rodney.
Oh.
He had one great season with the Rays.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out another one, Joel Peralta.
Okay.
You remember him?
Well, yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot worse.
I love Joel Peralta.
I thought you were going to say Grant Belfour.
Oh, no. I don't even know if Balfour played for the Rays in the 2010s. I think he was just
he did.
9.
He did? Yeah, he was, yeah. But, yeah, we're not going to touch that. All right, now, the moment you've all been waiting for. You really just been watching this and listening to this the entire time just for this segment. It is...
Choi Joy. I know this is the moment you guys have been waiting for. I'm going to need one of your phones to do this since my phone is being used to film. Just open up Instagram for me, go on G-Man Choi's profile. This is an Elevated Sports exclusive headline. G-Man Choi squeals with joy. I have to warn you guys this week that this does not have to do with his health. Now, one of the biggest captions, we've been talking about some of its health routines and regimens.
Right, I was hoping to get an update on ED, but...
Well, yeah, we're not going to talk ED this week. Okay, so here's the update. So every hashtag he's had, even the ones in Korean, which you may not be able to read, he's had the hashtag no off season. And this man... when he says no off season, he means no off season. He's going for it. You mentioned to me, we had both seen him like deadlifting and like, I mean, he is a beast and he's going for it. He's working out every day, making sure that he doesn't have an off season. However, it's the holidays and it is off season, so he has been enjoying himself too. And he recently went to a Psy concert, and some of you may remember who this man is. Korean
hip. Is that the Gangnam Style guy?
Yes.
Yes.
One of the top songs of the decade.
Yes, one of the top songs of the decade. I remember that song, and it's really the only one that like broke over into like America and as popular. But he's still one of the most popular artists in Korea. So he went to one of his concerts recently, and he posted some videos and some pictures. And there is one moment where, I mean, all of them, you see, like, these girls that are flipping out because, like, they're getting on the Jumbotron or whatever, and they're all squealing for joy. But there is one moment at the concert where G-Man squeals for joy.
Choi Joy.
And for Choi Joy. And we actually now have an audio clip of G-Man squealing for joy. I'm going to play it for you guys first.
I don't think I've seen this.
But this is a sound that will bring joy to your hearts and your souls.
Choi Joy.
I'm going to play for you guys first, and then I'll get it close up to the mic for our listeners. But that is him. That's Choi Joy. That was him. Right there. And I'm just going to... right at the drop. It's getting ready for a big bass drop, and right when it happens, we hear Choi Boy go, ah! And it was the best part of my week.
Yeah, and Choi Boy has brought Choi Joy to your life.
Yes, and we thank you, Choi Boy, G-Man, the one, the only.